In the vast uncharted darkness beneath the ocean's surface, where sunlight fades into eternal night, a silent war rages, unseen, unrecorded, and unending. It is here, in the cold abyss, that the world's most advanced war machines prowl. They are not marked by flags or banners, but by the whisper of sonar, the glint of periscope glass, and the quiet hum of nuclear giants rule this shadowed realm. The American Virginia-class and Russian Yasen-Class Submarine. Each the story of these two underwater titans begins long before they first crossed paths in the aftermath of the Cold War. When the Soviet Union collapsed, the balance of the oceans shifted. For the first time in decades, the U.S. Navy reigned unchallenged beneath the waves. Its Los Angeles-class attack submarines ruled the oceans with unmatched stealth and precision, the undisputed predators of the deep. But in the Pentagon's quiet halls, planners and admirals knew, dominance never lasts forever. Technology evolves, enemies adapt. And somewhere, deep within Russia's design bureaus, new plans were already being drawn. America needed a new weapon, faster, quieter, deadlier. The answer came in the early 2000s, the Virginia-class attack submarine. It was not the largest, nor the most expensive, but it was revolutionary in its purpose. The Virginia was built not just to fight wars, but to shape them, to patrol unseen, strike unseen, and vanish into the deep before the enemy ever knew what hit them. Every line of its hull, every circuit of its electronics, every blade of its propulsor whispered one word: stealth. The Virginia-class was born into an era of silent dominance. Its mission, to hunt, to surveil, to infiltrate, and to ensure that the United States would never lose control of the sea lanes that girdle the planet. Inside its pressure hull beats a nuclear heart, the S-9G reactor, capable of propelling it at over 30 knots underwater, silently and indefinitely. There is no need to surface, no need for air. A Virginia can disappear for months, its crew living in the rhythmic pulse of the ocean, guided by instruments, instincts, and trust. Its sonar suite, the ANBQQ-10, can detect the faintest echoes, the subtlest vibrations. To the untrained ear, the ocean is a symphony of chaos. To the Virginia, it's a language. Every ripple, every murmur decoded into data, into targets, into survival. But power in the depths is not just about detection. It's about silence. The Virginia's propulsor blades were engineered with computer precision, shaped to eliminate cavitation bubbles that would give away its presence. To hear a Virginia is to hear nothing at all, and that, in naval warfare, is the sound of death approaching. Yet even as America celebrated its invisible supremacy in the cold shipyards of Severodvinsk, a new monster stirred. Russia had watched, waited, and planned. For years, economic turmoil had slowed its ambitions, but not its pride. And in the dawn of a new century, it would unleash a vessel designed not just to challenge the Virginia, but to terrify it. The Yasen-Class, known to NATO as the Severodvinsk-class, was Russia's answer to a decade of American dominance. It was bigger, faster, and on paper even quieter. Where the Virginia was sleek and subtle, the Yasen was brutal and beautiful, a hunter built in the image of the bear. Its design combined the deadliest lessons of Soviet submarine warfare with the technology of a new age. It was armed with a deadly array of cruise missiles, torpedoes, and even the capability to strike land targets thousands of kilometers away. It wasn't just a submarine, it was a message. Russia is back. As the first Yasen slipped beneath the Arctic ice, the race for the deep began anew. From the icy waters of Murmansk to the silent patrol routes of the Pacific, sonar operators began hearing whispers again. Faint, unfamiliar signatures, powerful yet elusive. The hunters had become the hunted. The world above slept in peace, unaware that below, two nations were locked in a Cold War reborn. A chess match played in darkness, where one wrong move could ignite catastrophe. Beneath the rolling waves, where sunlight no longer dares to venture, silence is both a shield and a weapon. For decades, engineers on opposite sides of the world had been obsessed with mastering that silence, turning it into a force deadlier than any torpedo. For the United States, silence meant control. For Russia, it meant survival. Both had learned the same lesson. In the ocean's darkness, whoever hears first, kills first. The Virginia-class and Yasen-class submarines are more than machines. They are philosophies encased in steel. One represents precision, efficiency, and adaptability. The other, power, endurance, and intimidation. Inside a Virginia's control room, dim lights flicker across the faces of sailors focused on their screens. Sonar operators wear headphones, listening not for sound, but for absence, the faintest void that shouldn't exist. Somewhere out there, a foreign vessel might be lurking, moving with the patience of a predator. The captain speaks softly, his voice barely above a whisper. Maintain depth. Hold position. Passive sonar only. Every man aboard knows what that means. They're in contested waters. They are not alone. Thousands of miles away under a different sea, a Yasen glides through the depths like a phantom. Her commander, a veteran of the Northern Fleet, stands in silence beside a glowing tactical display. His orders are the same. Listen, do not be heard. But deep inside, both crews know that this is not just training. It is the continuation of a conflict that never truly ended. It's a war fought not with headlines or speeches, but with pings, echoes, and shadows. The technological duel between these two submarines is one of the most complex in human history. The Virginia-class, though smaller, is built with modular sections, allowing it to evolve with each new generation. From Block 1 to Block 5, each variant becomes quieter, smarter, deadlier. Block 5 introduces the Virginia payload module, capable of carrying more cruise missiles than ever before, transforming the submarine from hunter to strategic striker. The Yasen-Class, on the other hand, is an engineering beast. Her titanium hull and advanced sonar arrays allow her to dive deeper and detect threats farther away. Inside, her OK-650K nuclear reactor hums with raw, relentless power. It can propel her through the ocean at speeds that defy belief, up to 35 knots submerged, faster than any U.S. attack submarine. But speed comes at a cost. The Yasen's size and complexity make her harder to produce, harder to maintain. Each vessel is a national treasure, taking years to construct. Yet when one leaves port, the world's navies take notice. American satellites reposition, NATO sonar nets come alive, and in the control rooms of Virginia-class submarines, commanders whisper new orders, new contact detected, unknown acoustic signature, high probability, Yasen. What follows is a dance of ghosts. Neither side fires, neither side surfaces. They circle each other in silence, separated by miles of dark water but bound by mutual respect and mutual fear. One wrong movement, one accidental sonar ping could turn a cat-and-mouse game into a declaration of war. Imagine it now. The Arctic Circle, midwinter. The sea is frozen above, a jagged ceiling of ice. Below, the temperature drops close to freezing, and the water is thick with currents that distort sound. Somewhere in this underwater labyrinth, the Virginia prowls, running silent. Suddenly, a faint metallic hum pierces the sonar operator's headphones. It's not natural. It's not random. It's intentional. The operator's eyes widen. His hand shoots up. Possible submarine contact bearing 087. Range, unknown. The captain leans over the display. A faint blip pulses on the sonar screen, then vanishes. It's there one moment, gone the next. Classify contact. Passive tracking only. And just like that, the hunt begins. The Virginia dives deeper, slipping into a thermocline, a layer of water that bends sound and hides her presence. Above her, the Yasen glides, unaware or pretending not to know. Her sonar operators are also listening, searching for the whisper of an enemy reactor, the faint echo of a hull cutting through the current. Each move is calculated, deliberate. Every adjustment in depth or speed can reveal a clue, a vibration, a trail of bubbles, a flicker in sonar return. This is submarine warfare. There are no explosions, no shouting, no chaos, only silence, pressure, and fear. And yet the stakes could not be higher, because in that silence, one decision, to fire or not, could rewrite history. The Virginia's crew waits, every second stretching like an eternity. No one speaks. The hum of the reactor, the click of the sonar console, the quiet drip of condensation, it's all amplified by tension. Then, the unexpected. A ping. A single sonar pulse, deliberate, unmistakable. The sound echoes through the hull like thunder underwater. For a heartbeat, time stops. Active sonar contact. They're painting us. The Yasen has made the first move. Not a weapon fired, but a declaration. I see you. The captain of the Virginia exhales slowly, a ghost of a smile crossing his face. All right, let's play. He orders a depth change, cutting power to nearly all systems. The submarine drifts, a 7,800-ton shadow fading into nothingness. Above, the Yasen holds its position, pinging again, trying to provoke a reaction. But there is none, because the deadliest move in underwater warfare is patience. To remain unseen, to wait for the other to make the mistake. Hours pass. The two titans circle each other, locked in an invisible standoff. They are close enough that a single torpedo could end it all, yet far enough that neither wants to test fate. And then, without a sound, the Yasen changes course. She slips away into deeper waters, disappearing as suddenly as she appeared. The sonar display clears. The Virginia's crew exhales in unison, the tension draining but the message clear. They've been seen. They've been measured. And next time, there may not be restraint. That silent encounter, replayed in classified briefings and intelligence reports, becomes legend. An invisible handshake between two superpowers beneath the waves. Each side learned something that day, not about technology, but about resolve. The ocean, vast as it is, had just become smaller. But as both nations returned to their shipyards, their scientists, engineers, and admirals began to prepare for what would come next. New systems, new sonar technologies, new weapons designed not to start a war, but to win one before it ever begins. The race was no longer just for the fastest or quietest submarine. It was for dominance of the unseen. the power to control the seas without ever surfacing. Far below the surface, where sunlight can no longer reach, the ocean keeps its secrets. For centuries, humankind has looked up to the skies for signs of power. The roar of jets, the flash of missiles, the orbit of satellites. But the true battlefield of the 21st century lies not above, but below. The war beneath the waves is not fought with armies or fleets. It is fought by ghosts, by men who vanish into the deep, leaving no trace, only silence. Both America and Russia understand this truth all too well. The Virginia-class and the Yasen-class are their champions, heirs to a lineage of fear and fascination that began when submarines first prowled the seas during the Cold War. Each patrol, each encounter, each classified incident adds another invisible chapter to a war without end. A war of patience, precision, and psychology. To truly grasp this conflict, you must understand the nature of underwater combat, where sound replaces sight, and time moves like a heartbeat under pressure. When two submarines engage, there are no warning shots, no flashing lights, no cries of alarm. The first sign of battle might be the distant roar of an incoming torpedo, and by then it's already too late. Every decision, every maneuver, is a gamble made in darkness. A captain must trust his instincts, his crew, and his machine. Because once the hatches are sealed and the dive begins, there is no backup, no retreat. Only the deep. For the Virginia-class, the strength lies in precision and adaptability. Her American engineers built her to be a chameleon, capable of transforming from hunter to scout to assassin in an instant. She carries an arsenal of Tomahawk cruise missiles, able to strike targets on land from hundreds of miles away. Her Mk-48 advanced capability torpedoes can chase down enemy subs with intelligence that borders on human cunning, and her sonar, her most important weapon, listens, always listens, for the faintest hint of danger. But the Yasen-class plays a different game. She is built for intimidation, a predator designed to outlast and outgun. Armed with Onyx and Caliber cruise missiles, she can hit not just ships, but cities. Her torpedoes are heavier, faster, and deadlier. Her hull, forged from reinforced steel and titanium, allows her to dive deeper than any Virginia could dare. And when she moves, she does so with an elegance that belies her power, like a panther gliding through the dark. Two philosophies, two empires, one ocean. For every advantage one holds, the other adapts. When the Yasen became faster, the Virginia became quieter. When the Virginia extended its missile range, the Yasen doubled her payload. When the Yasen went deeper, the Virginia learned to track her in new ways, through magnetic signatures, through water displacement, through whispers in the current that no human ear could detect. This is not just a battle of machines, it's a battle of minds. Every engineer, every sonar operator, every captain knows that in this war, technology is only half the fight. The rest is nerve. There are stories, never confirmed, never denied, of submarines that came within a few hundred meters of each other. Their sonar operators could hear the creak of metal, the turn of propellers, yet neither fired. Why? Because both knew that once one weapon left its tube, there would be no turning back. And in those moments, restraint is not weakness, it is power. The unseen war beneath the ocean has no victors, only survivors. But survival itself is a message. Every successful patrol says, we are still here. Every silent return to port says, we own the deep. For years, the rivalry has continued, an endless chess match played in a world without light. And while diplomats speak of peace and politicians smile for cameras, these submarines continue their eternal patrols, gliding silently through the darkness, their sonar arrays sweeping the depths for signs of each other. Somewhere, right now, as you listen, one of them is out there, unseen, unheard, waiting. Imagine it. A Virginia-class submarine slipping through the North Atlantic, her crew of 130 men and women alert and focused. In the control room, a calm voice breaks the stillness. Contact bearing 162. Unidentified. The sonar display flickers. A faint pattern appears, rhythmic, familiar, too regular to be chance. A sound that every submariner dreads and every admiral recognizes. It's her. It's a Yasen. The tension rises instantly. Orders are given in whispers. Speed is reduced. Power is diverted. Every man aboard knows that the next few minutes could decide their fate. Thousands of miles away, beneath the Arctic, the Yasen's crew hears something too. A distant pulse, faint but unmistakable. To the untrained ear, it could be anything. But to these men, it is the heartbeat of another predator. Now, in this vast black arena, two giants close the distance. The ocean, vast and eternal, feels suddenly small. The Virginia holds her breath. The Yasen circles. Each waits for the other to blink first. It's not a matter of courage, but of calculation. Because in this kind of war, victory belongs not to the bold, but to the silent. Minutes pass, then hours. And in the end, nothing happens. No torpedoes fired, no explosions, no deaths. Both vessels slip away, each knowing the other is still out there. Each aware that next time, silence may not be enough. That is the nature of the deep. A place of restraint and readiness, where the bravest warriors are those who never have to strike. As the years move on, the rivalry evolves. The United States continues to upgrade its Virginia fleet, adding new technologies, new reactors, and unmanned underwater vehicles. Russia responds with the Yasen-M, an improved variant with greater automation, quieter engines, and longer-range missiles. The ocean grows more crowded, more advanced, more dangerous. But one thing never changes, the fear of the unknown below. For every ship that sails on the surface, there could be a submarine beneath it, unseen and unstoppable. For every fleet that boasts of dominance, there could be a shadow waiting to challenge it. And so the cycle continues. Nations build, deploy, and hide their underwater legions, each convinced that silence equals safety. But in truth, silence only hides the inevitability of confrontation. One day, maybe tomorrow, maybe decades from now, two submarines may cross paths again. And this time, neither will back away. A torpedo will leave its tube, carving through the darkness at 55 knots, guided by sound and faith. And in that moment, the world above will hold its breath, unaware that history is being written in the silence of the deep. When that day comes, it won't just be a battle between two submarines. It will be the culmination of decades of rivalry, technology, and pride. Virginia and Yasen, symbols of their nation's strength and stubbornness, will meet once more beneath the waves. But until that day, they remain what they have always been, sentinels of the deep, guardians of the abyss, the silent hunters of a world at peace only on the surface. And so the question remains, who truly rules the ocean's depths? Is it the nation with more submarines, the one with better technology, or the one whose crew can outweight death itself? The answer is not written in data or in treaties. It lies in the courage of the men and women who sail into darkness, knowing they may never surface again. It lies in the silent discipline of those who watch, listen, and protect, unseen, unknown, uncelebrated. The sea keeps its secrets, and among those secrets, the greatest of all is this: the true masters of the ocean are not those who make the most noise, but those who make none at all.